Fidelis Care offers quality, affordable health coverage for children and adults of all ages and at all stages of life. Quality health coverage, it's our mission. Call 1-888-FIDELIS or visit fideliscare.org. Hello everybody and welcome to the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. Each and every week at this time, we're going to take a look at our local college sports programs. We begin this week with the Honor Roll of Local College Athletes, brought to you by M&T Bank. At M&T Bank, we're listening, learning, and working hard to understand what's important to Western New York. It's what we've been doing since 1856. M&T Bank, understanding what's important. At number 3, it's Isaac Garcia Casani of the Geneseo track team. And the College Sports Beat Male Athlete of 2016 for his cross-country performance placed first in the mile at the Cupid Invitational held at Tufts University, winning the race by 8 seconds. At number 2, Jonathan Haas of Brockport Wrestling is now 9th in Division III. He won again at 125 pounds at the John Suma Invitational. Haas is now 21-1 on the year. And topping the list is Brooke Fields of the Roberts Wesleyan Redhawks. She scored a season-high 33 points, including 8 in a row, to send the game to overtime, where Roberts eventually defeated Bridgeport. Fields, a junior, is now averaging just under 16 a game. Time now for our local college Spotlight Athlete of the Week, brought to you by Ralph Honda. This week's Athlete of the Week brought to you by Ralph Honda, where they've been doing it right for 3 generations. Visit their new showroom or find your next car online at ralphhonda.com. Making the transition from cross-country to indoor track can be difficult, but for the University of Rochester's Benjamin Martell, it came as second nature.
Competitors in this men's 5,000 meter run Rochester's Benjamin Martell.
When you line up to run the 5,000 meters, you know you're getting ready to take on one of the most grueling races going. You're in for a long run at a pretty intense pace. And when you finish first in the 5,000 meters, like Rochester's Ben Martell recently did at the Golden Eagle Invitational in Brockport, you've managed quite an accomplishment. For this race, it helped having someone pushing him so that he couldn't even think about letting up.
It's really hard to run a PR when you're bleeding the whole time. And I thought he was breathing down my neck the entire last bit, so I think he helped me run a good time too.
So we talked before we even got here about challenge and how important it is to have someone to challenge you. And you can be in fantastic shape, but if you're out there alone, it's not going to show the same way. So we embraced the competition. Ben took that to heart, I think, and he really did a great job of making it work for him.
It also has to be nice for a coach to see a runner go out and execute a plan for the race almost to perfection.
His plan was just to go out and run 5-minute pace for as long as possible. So that's 5 minutes every mile for 3.1 miles, and he executed that to within a second. So I think it was a fantastic effort for him. Yeah.
Before this season, Ben's indoor emphasis had been the 3,000 meters. Adding that extra distance can prove to be a challenge, not just physically, but mentally as well.
Yeah, I think it just takes a lot more patience. The 3K still has a really notable, aspect of intensity to it. In the 5K, it's more of a slow build of the intensity. So, he had to be patient. He had to just trust that he was on his pace and it was going to work out. Wait for other people to maybe fall off if he was going to win it, and that's exactly what he did.
It's definitely tough on the indoor track because it's just so many laps. But I like it. I tend to like longer distances, but I think this season I'm going to still focus on the 3K in states and at UCACs.
Ben is pretty much a man for all seasons when it comes to running for the Yellow Jackets. In the fall, he's on the cross-country team, and in the spring, he competes in the steeplechase. That's a race that presents its own set of challenges. It's different than just running laps, but getting ready for it is familiar.
It's pretty similar. We do more workouts with hurdles, And I mean, it's like a completely different race, just because like there's always that impending barrier, and it's really mentally tough to always be ready for that next one. And that's why I like it. I like challenging races. So.
Those tough races are something Ben doesn't shy away from, whether he's running inside or outside, and that has a lot to do with his attitude.
But Ben has always come by that pretty, naturally. I think he showed it in cross country over the 5-mile race distance, so he's just taking what he's learned over the past 2 years and really applying it well on the track right now.
When we return, JC DeLass welcomes Geneseo field hockey coach Jess Seren into the Coach's Corner. And later on, Kim Burnson has our Scholar Athlete brought to you by Dave. We've got that and more when the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat returns. As we head to break, here's a look at the Nazareth Athletes of the Week brought to you by Nazareth College. As we come back from break, here's a look at the Geneseo Athletes of the Week, brought to you by SUNY Geneseo. Welcome back. Thanks once again for joining us on the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. Each and every week, JC DeLass from WYSL Radio is going to help us get to know an area coach a little better with the Fidelis Care Coach's Corner. The Fidelis Care Coach's Corner is presented by Fidelis Care, quality health coverage. It's our mission.
This is JC DeLass with this week's Fidelis Care Coach's Corner, and our guest this week is Jess Seren. She's the field hockey coach at SUNY Geneseo. Jess, 9 seasons as head coach here at SUNY Geneseo, and coming off a terrific year where you won the SUNYAC championship, made it all the way to the NCAA tournament. That really had to feel great to have that kind of achievement with your group this year.
Yeah, it definitely was. I think there's a really short turnaround time when your final roster is established from when you start, you open up your season. So we really try to play a tough competitive schedule and really mold and shape our identity as to the team we want to be come postseason. And I think when you play against some really good competition, you're able to look at yourself critically and really improve and progress throughout the season to peak come playoff time.
You started off slowly, and then the calendar flipped to October, and it was like a different team. What clicked? What fell into place for your group?
Again, it's just when you play against some tough competition, you don't really go into that part of your season with a false sense of who you really are. We were forced to look at those games and really kind of make adjustments throughout the course of the season. And I think teams underestimate you at that point, and we were dangerous because of that.
Winning big games, making it to the postseason, how does that help you now when you're out recruiting for your program?
Well, our top priority when it comes to recruiting is to really bring in the kind of student athlete who is the best fit for Geneseo. And anytime you can bring in someone who can be really competitive for you on the field, it's going to put you in a position to be really successful. And when you win a conference championship, you're going to attract really good student athletes.
Field hockey at the high school level has really taken off, and it's not just in this area, but also throughout the East region and beyond. Has that been a big help to you as far as finding the right kids that fit into your program?
Definitely. The club has taken off since I've been here, and even just the last 5 years, you see a lot more of it. And I think what's been beneficial is that anytime you have a recruit who plays on a club team, aside from the obvious being exposed to college coaches, I think they're really forced to adapt to a new role than what they may be playing in high school. And if you can recruit players who transition well from high school to college and maybe having to immerse themselves in a different culture and take on a new role, and who can take a lot of pride in it, it's really going to help you be competitive and win games on the field.
What's the best part about coaching at Geneseo for you?
I think just the quality of the school. We attract the best of the best. You've got student athletes who really are successful in the classroom and who are very competitive on the field. You know, they're very self-motivated, goal-oriented, and I think it makes our jobs here as coaches a little easier.
Thanks for joining us, Coach.
Thank you.
And thank you for watching this week's Fidelis Care Coaches Corner.
Kim Burnson is up next with our Scholar Athlete, and later on, Nazareth looks to continue their winning ways on the volleyball court. We'll have that story and more when the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat returns. Before we go to break, here's a look at the RIT Athletes of the Week, brought to you by the Rochester Institute of Technology. As we come back from break, here's a look at the SUNY Brockport Athletes of the Week, brought to you by the College at Brockport.
Hello everyone, and welcome back to the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat. I'm Kim Burnson. It's time now for our Scholar Athlete, brought to you by Dave, Digital Audio Visual Environments.
Where can you go to get expert advice and installation on TVs, sound systems, and automation for your home, car, or business? Come see Dave, Digital Audio Visual Environments. Come see Dave.com.
Recognized as our Scholar Athlete this week is Claudia Kolakowski of SUNY Geneseo. Claudia is a senior on the women's diving team. Last season, she was named second team All-SUNYAC after placing third on the 1 meter and fourth on the 3 meter at SUNYACs. She'll graduate with a bachelor's degree in mathematics and volunteers her time at the Orange Regional Medical Center in the off-season. Honored for her work in the pool and in the classroom, this week, Claudia Kolakowski is our Scholar Athlete, brought to you by Dave, Digital Audio Visual Environments. Now with a look at our college calendar, here's Dave Yates.
Here's our local college calendar for the week ahead. Wednesday, the SUNYAC Swimming and Diving Championships kick off at Erie Community College in Buffalo. Brockport and Geneseo are competing in the 4-day event. On Friday, the RIT women's hockey team hosts Syracuse University at 2 p.m. at the Policini Center. Roberts Wesleyan kicks off the women's lacrosse season with a contest versus RIT. That's at 4:30. Also on Friday, U of R basketball plays Carnegie Mellon for a doubleheader, with the women playing at 6. Saturday morning, the Naz equestrian team is back in competition at 10 in Alfred, New York. And finally on Saturday night, Geneseo basketball plays a twin bill with Cortland in their final home games of the year prior to the SUNYAC tournament. And now here's how some Section 5 alums are doing at colleges outside of Rochester. It's a segment we call Postcards from College. Thomas Bryant had the biggest game of his young college career at Indiana, scoring 31 points with 11 rebounds in a triple overtime win versus Penn State. Antoine Anderson, also formerly of Bishop Kearney, sank a game-winning three-pointer in double overtime to lead Fordham over St. Joe's. Carissa Birthright continued her recent dominance on the boards for the Golden Knights, grabbing a season-high 15 rebounds versus New Haven. And Penfield grad Katie Lembo was just edged out for first place in the mile by her Providence teammate Abby Wheeler at the University of Rhode Island Sorlian Invitational. Coming up next, our honor roll of teams, and later on, Nazareth Volleyball looks to stay a top contender while replacing 7 seniors. We'll let you know how they do that when the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat continues. As we head to break, here's a look at the Roberts Wesleyan Athletes of the Week, brought to you by Roberts Wesleyan College. As we come back from break, here's a look at the St. John Fisher Athletes of the Week, brought to you by St. John Fisher College. Welcome back. Thanks once again for joining us on the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat. I'm Dave Yates. Here is our honor roll of local college teams. We're going to start off at number 3. Brockport men's basketball beat rival Geneseo 98-79 to move to 11-3 in SUNYAC play. Hamid Shamsuddin led the Golden Eagles with 25 points and 6 rebounds. William Smith women's squash is now ranked 22nd and riding a 5-match win streak thanks to wins over Lyons and Wellesley in round-robin action at Mount Holyoke. And topping the list, St. John Fisher men's basketball beat Utica College 78-63 to remain first in Empire 8. Senior Keegan Ryan led the Cardinals with 24 points and 10 boards. And now it's time for our Spotlight Team of the Week. Men's volleyball is a growing sport at the college level, and Nazareth has been a consistent powerhouse. But they face a tough challenge this season, replacing 7 seniors, including one of the program's best. Here's Kim Burnson.
It's a team with a storied past. When Cal Wickens took over the Nazareth men's volleyball team in 2005, they carried a losing record of 10-13 without a postseason. Since then, they've won multiple conference tournament titles, appeared in national championships, and graduated countless Division III All-Americans. Each year, Coach Wickens seems to reload by playing to each team's strengths. This year, though, presents another challenge.
Well, last year was kind of like the 4th year of a big recruiting year that had a lot of physical players, a couple of All-Americans. They were a group of guys that have been here through some very good times in volleyball. The group we had in general graduated, got a lot of hardware, a lot of honors, and now we're on that group that's been waiting to play with the addition of a few unique freshmen, and it's exciting. Very much a different team.
After losing a large group of seniors, including Tim Zybert, the program's all-time leader in kills, the team now looks to find a new identity and a new face of leadership.
There's not a whole lot of upperclassmen, so leadership's a huge thing. Some of the upperclassmen have been like in the NCAA finals and the tournament, so we know what it takes to get there, and we're trying to teach the younger guys how it's done.
We try to make it easy as possible for them coming into a new school, especially with the freshmen. It's huge for them, making new friends. Having a team behind them is a lot easier for them.
Well, it starts in practice, just setting expectation high of always coming ready and bringing your 100% to practice every day. And then also in the film room, and then just in matches, like you see a lot of good competitive teams throughout the year, and you got to be able to match their play.
Upperclassmen like second-team All-American Tom Kiesling and last year's national leader in assists Jake Kemp have played a large role in the Golden Flyers rebuilding. The team entered the season ranked 7th nationally in the preseason poll.
Well, we graduated like 8 guys last year, so the mindset's sort of different. We have a lot of fire in the gym, a lot of energy, which is different than past years, and that comes with a lot of the younger guys.
Last year, coming in as a freshman, we had a huge team with a huge senior class, and they kind of led the way, showing us, this is what you need to do to be successful. This is what you got to do to work hard. So taking that forward into this year with a much younger team overall, our leaders needed to be like that much louder, have that much more of a voice. And our upperclassmen and captains really did a good job this year getting us going.
I really like this program because it has a winning tradition, and it's a really well-known name in the volleyball world, and I like it, so we're here.
Coach Wickens is well aware of his team's strengths on the volleyball court. It's all about finding the right guys to fill each role. That's something that comes with a mixture of knowing what you have already and recruiting for next year.
We have a lot of good pieces. We just have a different look, other than big and blocking and serving, to faster offense, better defense, and a little bit more scrappier.
So what are some of this team's strengths so far this season?
This team right now offensively will get very good. Once these couple of young guys get a little bit more playing time, we're really quick. We're a little bit smaller, so we're very defensive oriented, but they're really tight.
When you think of the Rochester sports scene, volleyball doesn't immediately come to mind, but recently it's been a hotbed of recruiting at the college level.
I think in Rochester in general, probably for about the last 7 or 8 years, the talent is coming on national level. You know, from Ohio State winning a national championship with a 6'8" setter from McQuaid, to a bunch of the young players in town that are on the youth national team, select A1 national team. So there are kids in Rochester that are playing club, and now they're going to schools like MIT, NYU, these Division III. Nazareth College is one that we get these really good kids, and then there's just more opportunities.
One thing's for sure, no matter who's wearing the Golden Flyers logo, the expectations remain the same.
Well, every year we come in with a high bar. We want to be in Springfield for the NCAA tournament and make the Final Four and have a chance to win a national championship.
I just want to win. I want to win. I know we're going to win a lot of matches, so we want to make the tournament, and I think it's a possibility.
What are you hoping for from your team this season?
Just everybody to work their hardest. I think once we do that and everybody has their focus together, everything else will come together through the rest of the season.
I'm Kim Burnson with the Fidelis Care College Sports Beat.
Well, thanks everyone for watching, and a special thanks to our sponsors, including Fidelis Care, for making the College Sports Beat possible. We'll see you back here next week.